Good day, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today we have an article from ScreenRant.com titled Star Wars 9 Theory: Palpatine Stole the Knights of Ren from Kylo. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing to the channel. It helps it out a lot. So now, let's get into this. Star Wars 9 is bringing back Emperor Palpatine, and it can reveal that he has stolen the Knights of Ren from Kylo. All three are set to be extremely important in the events of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, although the specifics of how remain shrouded in mystery, but our theory can bring them together. The Knights of Ren are one of the biggest dangling plot threads in Disney's Star Wars sequel trilogy, having been briefly introduced in Star Wars The Force Awakens. Rian Johnson chose not to build upon that in Star Wars The Last Jedi, but with J.J. Abrams returning to the saga, he can once again develop the concept and revisit some of his original plans in Star Wars 9. Palpatine is even bigger mystery, since we still don't know in what capacity the supposedly dead Emperor will feature. Based on his role across the previous Star Wars movies, however, we can assume he's working as the overarching villain, while there's also the matter of Kylo Ren's possible redemption. With all that, then, there's a scope for Palpatine to have stole the Knights of Ren from Kylo by the events of Star Wars 9, and some evidence to back it up. Kylo fights the Knights of Ren in Star Wars 9. When the first teaser trailer for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker dropped, the return of Palpatine, thanks to that ominous laugh, was the major talking point, while Rey's training, the voice of Luke Skywalker, and the presence of the Death Star 2 were all important moments as well. Within all that, however, is a potentially key plot point that deserved a little bit more attention: Kylo Ren fighting the Knight of Ren. The scene in question comes at about the 1:15 mark in the Star Wars 9 trailer, and shows an unmasked Kylo taking down an assailant in a forest area, his red crossguard saber in his hand. It's the kind of action beat that works well in a trailer, but on closer inspection it becomes clear that Kylo's actually fighting one of the Knights of Ren, the group he's supposed to be the master of. So what's happened for that relationship to sour so badly? Since Kylo is fighting the Knights of Ren in Star Wars 9, then that must mean he no longer controls them. It could be that simply he chooses to work against them, but it's hard to see what the motivating factor is there. It might also be that the Knights of Ren decide to turn against their master, which fits the Star Wars as a whole, but since they're not fully formed individual characters, but rather a group to be weaponized, it'd make more sense if the reason was that they're now working for someone else. The Knights of Ren and Palpatine have been working in the unknown regions. Although Palpatine's return in Star Wars 9 remains a huge question that likely won't be answered until the film itself, both rumors and official Star Wars tie-in materials have been dropping clues as to what he's been up to. Whether it's revealing Palpatine's plan for after his death or rumors of a secret fleet, there's one common link through everything we've seen and heard about Palpatine heading into Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, and that's the unknown regions. It's from here that the First Order was formed out of an Imperial remnant, and it's the mysterious part of the galaxy that seems to hold the key not only to Palpatine's return, but all of his grand plans. The unknown regions then serves as a connective tissue between Palpatine and the Knights of Ren. While it's not yet confirmed, there is a rumor that the Knights of Ren return from beyond in Episode 9. Again, not a great deal to know about the beyond, but it's located either in or well beyond the unknown regions. Since the Knights of Ren didn't appear in the present day of either Star Wars sequel trilogy movies so far, it would make a lot of sense if they were far away on a covert mission of their own. Furthermore, if a group of dark side Force users were indeed in the unknown regions at the same time as Palpatine was returning, then there's a great chance he would be able to orchestrate things so they met. How the Knights of Ren would fit into Palpatine's plan. Having the Knights of Ren at his disposal in Star Wars 9 would certainly be a keeping with how we know Emperor Palpatine likes to operate. As Emperor, he has his royal guards, although they only appear ceremonial, and he also has a number of younger Force users as apprentices, starting with Darth Maul, before moving on to Count Dooku and eventually Anakin Skywalker. The prospect of a group of Force users who are already strong with and partially trained in the ways of the Force would surely appeal to Palpatine. they can aid him in his plans, but it also doesn't matter to him if they're killed. Although it's not clear why Palpatine is being brought back for Star Wars 9, at least in terms of specifics, we can make some basic assumptions based upon what we know of the character and what's been said and hinted at in the build-up to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. Palpatine is someone who has shown regular patterns in how he operates, so we can expect him to attempt to form a new empire. If he hasn't already, to look at defeating the Resistance and perhaps the First Order too, or at least to control them, and seek to rule the galaxy once again. The Knights of Ren would be powerful soldiers for that mission. What Palpatine controlling Knights of Ren would mean for Star Wars 9. If Palpatine is controlling the Knights of Ren in Star Wars 9, then it would massively raise the stakes for the film and be a way of bringing together a number of crucial elements, not least Palpatine and Kylo Ren. As the two powerful dark side Force users in the galaxy, then Kylo and Palpatine are bound to attract the attention of one another. But of course, it runs much deeper than that. Kylo Ren is the last of the Skywalkers, a lineage that Palpatine himself helped started. Similarly, Kylo is obsessed with Darth Vader, who is a creation of Palpatine as well. If Palpatine wants to use Kylo for his own nefarious purposes in Star Wars 9, then taking the Knights of Ren first would be a smart move, giving him greater influence over something close to Kylo and making the allure of his side even stronger. But it could be that Palpatine has bigger plans for Kylo. This is the end of the Skywalker saga, which likely means that Ben Solo has to die. Palpatine is the person who started the Skywalker saga, so what if he wants to end it in Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker? By taking control of the Knights of Ren, he would not only be making himself more powerful, but pitting himself directly against Kylo. That could then impact on Rey's story, since Kylo may need to team up with her to stop someone so powerful. It's a means of Star Wars 9 linking all 9 movies together, completing Palpatine's story and that of the Skywalkers, and finishing Kylo's arc as well. So what do you think of that? What do you think that that Palpatine has the Knights of Ren already, and perhaps wants to have Kylo come join him, kind of like how he had Darth Maul, Count Dooku, and Anakin / Darth Vader? Do you think that Palpatine actually wants Kylo as an apprentice, or maybe as a body for himself? I kind of maybe think so, in a way. I wouldn't put it past them that Palpatine wants Kylo as a powerful Force user and have him, as his body. But who knows? I think that the Knights of Ren are probably working for Palpatine at this point, because you haven't seen them in quite a while. So I would think that they are working for him, or they're trying to find him in some way. But again, these are all just little theories that they may or may not, work out in the end. We guess we're going to have to wait till December 20th or 19th, depending where in the world you are, to find all this out. I know I plan on going on the first day it's out. So I live in Canada, so I guess it comes out probably midnight on the 20th. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down below on if you think that the Knights of Ren are controlled by Palpatine now, or if they're still controlled by Kylo Ren. Alright, thanks for watching. As always, take care and have an awesome day.